Hello, welcome to the Chat Shit Shed section of the Ale and Audio podcast. This is Jimbo. Hello, if you are listening to this on Mixcloud, where you're getting all of the music, along with all the beer chat and all the interviews and all the other features that we've got. Hello, if you are listening to this on somewhere like Amazon, Apple, Google, any of the other things, Spotify. You won't be getting all the music, but you'll still be getting all the great beer chat and all so on, all that kind of stuff. If you do want the music, then just head to Mixcloud. And hello, if you are listening to this play out live on Ale and Radio on a Friday morning, thanks for getting up early. And you've now arrived at the Chat Shit Shed section. And finally, hello to anyone who's watching this on YouTube. Right, let's bring in then. We've got one resident Sheddie today, just the one. But don't worry, there is another person, but we've got one resident Sheddie here. And it's Andy Dunn of the Dunning in Stoke. How are you doing, Andy?
Hello.
So last time we spoke, you were heading on a family trip, weren't you?
Yeah, we was. It's a lovely weekend. I tell you what, we dropped on with the weather because what we'd normally do is go down Thursday, Friday, but because of leave and everything at work, we didn't go down to Friday. Thursday, absolutely battered it down, so we dodged that bullet. My dad was like, we nearly just packed up and went home because it was that bad. But yeah, Friday was very nice. Yeah, it was at they call it Western Show. It's mentioned, I think I've spoken to you before, but it's at Malvern County Showground, and they do it I want to say it's the second weekend of August. I think it's just everything happens on this weekend, doesn't it? Because it's kind of halfway through the kids' holidays. Everything seems to happen. There's festivals all over the place. I think I saw you with some pictures of fireworks somewhere. But yeah, it's a show. There's like reenactments and stuff going on. You kind of hear it in the background, and there's like a bit of a show with bric-a-brac and pieces. You always end up buying things you don't need. You know, because it's kind of like camping, caravanning, that sort of stuff. There's always like camper vans and motorhomes and stuff. You can have a nosy around and that sort of stuff. My mum and dad go in, and my mum's like, "Oh, this is nice." My dad's like, "Sod off, we've already got one."
So you're there in your camper van?
Yeah.
And your parents are in
a motorhome.
A motorhome. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
They've got a big motorhome. My auntie and uncle got a motorhome, and my cousin's just finished. Well, I'll say my cousin's done it. My uncle's done it, really. They've basically taken a van and converted it into a camper van. So kind of set up in a pitch. There's a big field full of people, but kind of set up in a big square. We argue over playing Uno and all that sort of stuff, and having a few beverages, drinking a few ciders, you know. But yeah, it's good. It's a good family thing. Like if you've got a family into that sort of stuff, it's worth looking up because they have a Saturday night entertainment. You can't take. We got the dog with us, but he can't go into the main venue. But they have like live music acts on Friday, Saturday night, and they do like country and western type crossover music. It's pretty good.
Very good. Yeah, it sounds good. There's a barn dance.
It's cheap as chips as well. The weekend's like for the two of us was £70.
That's good. Yeah,
it's good in when the world of everything's dead expensive. It's pretty good for a weekend away. So
they have barn dancing and hoedowns and
they have all that. Do you know that
toe heel stamp?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, they have them. They have them reenactments with cowboys in the West, and they're all firing like blanks at each other, but they're all chucking themselves to the floor. It's quite.
Oh, they didn't try
and fire these. And they do like a Civil War reenactment where they fire these cannons, and they're all loud.
They didn't try and make the Phoenix Knights mistake, did they? And do Lancashire versus Yorkshire, whatever it were.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
I went on my first. I would say it's my first proper camping experience. I've done it as a kid in the past when I was like 14, 15, and we just took a tent down to this island in the woods. This little island surrounded by a stream. Chucked his sends there, went and got a kebab, and then filled up with beer and skol and orange boom and all that kind of thing. That then. Yeah, exactly. With no mattress, no like bloat beds or anything. Just laid on floor, put a sleeping bag on. I remember doing that.
I got zipped the top full spiders.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Jobs. Yeah.
This weekend I went kind of proper one night and at this firework place, and it was Beaver Castle. It's spelt Belvoir, but it's Beaver. I think I've had this conversation. Belvoir, but they say Beaver, and apparently it's because the was it the Anglo-Saxons or something? Saxons, or whatever. They couldn't pronounce it, so they just called it Beaver.
Like Worcester sauce,
basically. Yeah.
So they just call it Sandos. Yeah.
So we had all these this big firework competition, 3 big firework companies. I think they must do the big firework things that maybe New Year's Eve. Oh, I've never seen anything like. The only time I've seen anything like that is when I happened to land. I went on a stag do, went to see Barcelona. Kind of maybe the fifth or sixth game towards end of season, and we just landed that we were seeing Barcelona on this stag do on the day that they could win the league, and they did win the league. Messi scored in front of us. And then they had this big fireworks show straight after. That's the only time I've seen fireworks like it. And yeah, they were amazing. And there was a drone show, with the drones positioning up. Yeah, I kept sat there going, there's going to be a beer in a minute. Because all the kids were going, oh, pizza, racing car, dinosaur. And I was like, there's going to be a beer in a minute. And there weren't. So I was like that ready when we can get a picture.
Alcohol-free drone event.
That's it, yeah. But yeah, it was very good.
You can't drink and drone.
No, you can't. But yeah, it was my first camping experience. It was okay. They need more toilets because what I saw the next morning is.
To be fair, where we were, the amount of people, they need more toilets.
Oh dear. What I saw was not.
Don't describe it. It's not worth.
I had bad dreams about it last night. That's how bad it were. I had bad dreams about it. So
you can't unsee some things. That's the problem.
No, you can't.
Dirty bastards.
Right then. But obviously, there's 2 of us at the minute. We need to have
it's just me again. Ever present.
Again. Dave's at the football, isn't he? Because he wasn't supposed to be.
He basically because H was going to go to football. I think she's Polish, so Dave's ended up going instead, which is fair play to him. So
yeah,
he can hopefully enjoy some misery that we've had this last weekend. But
that's it. We'll talk about that in a second. It's good that Dave's kind of gone to the football because we've gone a little bit. It is start of season, so we're going to have a little bit of a football theme a little bit today. And to do that with us, we've got one of the newest members of the team at Ale and Radio. Who's doing as a feature, weekly features, just started doing it, and he did a great sweepstake feature in the summer as well. It's Alex Stevens Beer. How are you doing, Alex?
Hello. All right?
Yeah, good, thank you. We thought we'd invite you on. One of the reasons is because I kind of cut it from last week's show because I thought I was we're waiting to have this particular beer because I've sent Andy and Dave one, and anyway, and then I kind of cut it from last week's show because I thought we could do a little bit more about it this week. But we're going to kind of talk about football beer and the best clubs that have got the best beer. Because I put it out there saying that Sheffield Wednesday have got the best official beer going. Thornbridge. I would say that, but I've looked. It's really hard to find clubs that have got good, craft beer as their official beer partner or beer provider or whatever. So I thought I'd get you on, Alex, because you're a good person to speak to. You're doing this football feature for us. How's it all going?
Yeah, it's good. Well, I mean, as a Brighton fan, time we're recording, top of the Premier League. So let's just go straight to that, shall we? I'm not going to complain. We might not be there after.
Don't get bragging too early. Jimbo was top of the Championship last week.
Mate, that's exactly where I was going with it. So we'll see, right? But no, it's not often as a Brighton fan I get to say that. So yeah, got to make the most of it. Obviously screenshotted it, and that'll change very soon.
I did that too.
Do we leave your game out from the weekend just gone, or?
Well, that's it. So me and Andy were both gloating and happy as out last week, weren't we? Because we
thought times would have changed.
we fell for it again.
We thought we'd get carried away after one game, and then bang, second game reality check. Stoke
we don't do that
by Watford 3-0, and looking at the stats, only one of our player got into the top 12 players of the game.
Yeah, that's not good, is it? That's not a good start. Move on. Yeah, it's fine.
But it's like...
As long as we win 22 more home games, 1-0, I'll take it.
That's it. Yeah, I did say after our 4-0, all we need now is another 47 points and we'll be all right.
Safety's always the key. We're always aiming for 40 points as well in the Prem. It's what we do, right?
That's it.
It's got to be done. But as you guys know, as Wednesday fans, doesn't really matter how you do in the season. You might still beat us in the playoffs anyway. So
exactly, that's it.
Going back and forth but,
he doesn't. He can't drop that. Alex can't drop that.
It's
Even
'cause I
though
was
they've had
there.
all these glories, they still can't. He still can't drop his playoff semi-final defeat to Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a long night. But, oh well, it's all good.
But yeah.
The beer stuff's gone all right, mate. Yeah, obviously nice to kick off with a win, but seeing as it was Everton, went with Asvex as the little preview for the Brighton fans travelling up there. Couldn't go, unfortunately. I say unfortunately, was at girlfriend's brother's wedding, which was excellent. But yeah, Asvex, great start to the preview series, and got another belter ready for this weekend, which is not linked to a Brighton game.
Well, we'll get on to that now because we're going to do we'll do as beers because we always have to tell people what we're drinking, and I think they're all sort of loosely football themed because I think kind of
technically mine's a football beer.
It is, yeah. So Andy, you start off then.
Well, because I've been away weekend and neglected my perfect draft machine, which is sold it on like an absolute trooper while I've not been here. So yeah, I'm polishing off the remainder of the Camden House, which is obviously heavily linked with Arsenal Football Club, isn't it? So.
Yeah, I was trying to look this up, and we might get into this, and we've got a little game coming up, but I'm not 100% sure if they're actually official beer. They have been official beer sponsors, but I don't know if they still are.
They do a box. I think they do they did do bottled beers that were Arsenal, like old Highbury, sort of round the bottle, and you could subscribe to that throughout the season, and you'd get them delivered sort of each week.
Did they do like an Invincibeers or Invincibles or something like that as well?
Which was like pretty good. Thing about it. I think basically the guy who ran Camden was a massive gunner and kind of levered himself in that way. But they're very heavily linked with them. Again, I'm not even sure if the beer is available inside the stadium. So
it is.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Yeah,
there we go.
I've done Arsenal away quite a few times over the last few seasons, and they've got little. You don't have to queue up at the bar. It's good. They've got little Camden Hells, little pop-up bits at least in the away end they have anyway, for obvious reasons. Never done the home end.
Nice. Alex, so what you're going to do your next preview, your next Football Friday away days preview at the end of this episode. But as a little people can be guessing, can't? If you tell us what beer you're drinking and what brewery it's from, people can be guessing what game it is you might be featuring. Right,
so I've ticked a lot of boxes here. So I've even got the glass.
Oh,
you'll probably recognise it. For those of you just listening, I've gone Daya. Now I won't say where Daya are because that will give away where the fixture is. It's not Brighton. I'm only going to do Brighton games when we're away, and we're at home to Man United this weekend. But the beer is called the Swamp, and alongside their tap room, they've just opened the Swamp. So I need to get myself back there and visit that because I did the tap room earlier this year and it is class.
Oh, excellent!
It's like a pilgrimage place. I think they're a few hundred people short of a cult day, aren't they? But the Swamp is a replacement of the old mixed fermentation place that's round the corner, which in itself was very good. If you like,
oh yeah, it's awesome. We did both. Yeah, it was a long day. We did the tap room.
It's a long day, yeah.
And then there you go. That's why you're on here every week, mate.
Yeah, I'm not in for the quiz. That's a fact. So it's interesting, that tap room though, because there's so much choice. It's kind of like, where do I start?
Oh, the food is unreal as well.
And then outside there's usually some sort of amazing pop up. I had this sort of shredded lamb and chips combo. Oh, amazing!
I think it was Thai. Yeah, it was Thai when we went, and just incredible. Needed, obviously, when you're drinking your way through the board. But we went to the fermentation one as well. So yeah, a bit of a shame that that's been tweaked and stuff. But yeah,
we can see why, because not everybody's into that. So they made it sort of this. I think they called it the Swamp because it's kind of a bit like. They want to put a bit more live music on in there and kind of make it a bit more, sort of, because the other one's actually kind of family friendly, isn't it? The sort of main tap room, even though it's obviously but they put like sports and stuff on there, whereas the other place they won't do that. It'll kind of be just like music. That's where I kind of gauge from the feel of it. But they had, like you said, they opened the other week and it looks really good. So I will be going back.
Yeah, same.
Definitely, Definitely on my list of places to visit as well. So for the listeners, then obviously you heard Alex Stevens is drinking Daya. So can you guess what football fixture he is previewing this weekend? We'll find out at the end of this show, the end of the Chat Shit Shed. My beer, then. This is what I posted just at the weekend. It's the newly canned and designed the Wednesday from Thornbridge, which is Sheffield Wednesday's official beer. And that is impressive artwork. We spoke about it last week. I cut some of it out of the show because I thought we'd talk about this again. This glass here is actually from Andy and Dave. They got me that a few years ago.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
Nice glass. I asked Thornbridge if they are going to do a new glass, and they said it's definitely on the cards, although not confirmed. So there we go.
Can it say Wawa on it?
Yes, it should do. Now the other thing that's different about this, because this beer's existed before. The other thing that I'll send you one down as well, Alex. We've got another beer to send you, football themed beer, so I'll send you that one with it as well. But the other thing that's different about this is that it's canned now, not bottled. It was bottled before. So I'm interested. We had a bit of a chat, didn't we, about whether it's different out of a can or whether you get a different taste, or we know there's certain
you get a little difference, don't you? And
yeah, I'm interested.
I've obviously not tried that, but bottle versus, take some of the traditional stuff that comes in can and bottle. There's always a little difference in that.
I could do. I've got the bottles still because I got them they must have been clearing them out, ready for the new cans. So I got loads of bottles really cheap. And they're not
£9 for it, did you?
No, I didn't. No. I could do a side-by-side comparison, but I was drinking the Wednesday at the weekend when I went camping, so I think I can remember. So let's have a go, shall we? Here we go.
Cheers, El.
Cheers, chaps.
Yeah, cheers. And you know what? I think there is a slight difference. Weirdly.
Colour's good.
Yeah. It's definitely it's not Thornbridge's best beer for me, but obviously they have to try and appeal to the broader audience, don't they?
What's the actual type of beer that they class it as?
It's a pale ale.
I've never really looked. Just a pale, is it?
Yeah, pale ale, 4%.
Yeah.
Is it more of a casky pale, or is it
more of a what? Sorry.
Is it more of a casky, like cask type of pale, or?
Yeah, I'd probably say so. A little bit. It's quite. I'd say it's quite bitter. It's not like massively juicy or tropical or anything like that.
Yeah. Fair.
But yeah, it's just easy to drink. It's very pale actually, but it's like I say, it's not Thornbridge. It's not my favourite Thornbridge beer, but it probably appeals to a bigger audience. There's some people try something else from Thornbridge and think, well, I'm not having that. Especially in football grounds and stuff like that. But anyway,
are they getting that in the ground then?
That you can get that in the ground on draft, and yeah, they sell it. We're lucky that they sell it in our local Morrisons as well. The Sheffield Morrisons sell it. So I went in and I went, thank you, and I just cleared the shelf.
Well, hopefully we get you away in the cup or something this season. That's not a dig, by the way, about the difference in leagues. But then I can try, because I assume they have it in the away end as well. But
yeah, they should. I imagine so. We're still in the cup, Andy. We are, but are you still in the cup, Andy? Did you get through?
We've got in the League Cup. Yeah, we managed to get past Carlisle, which is a round trip of 300 miles. Where a handful of people
don't talk to me about Carlisle.
Yeah, Carlisle and back.
I've done it.
Yeah. We're halfway out, aren't we? It's a long old track, that is Carlisle.
I did Carlisle away in about 2010, something like that. Around that sort of time, did Carlisle away there and back from Brighton on the same day, and it was 0-0.
Yeah, so we've got Middlesbrough next to absolutely annihilated Leeds, so maybe we might not make the next round of the Carabao Cup, but who knows?
You never know. It depends if they drop players and stuff like that, I suppose.
Hopefully they sell the squad before the
yeah. I just noticed something else about this can that wasn't on the bottle either. There's like
drink responsibly.
There's a I think it does say that there as well. But there's a suggested food pairing to go with it.
Can I have a guess? Can I have a guess what it is?
You can't. I'm not making it up either. Go on.
Can I have a guess what it is?
Yeah.
Is it something to do with chips and Endo's relish?
You're very close. Henderson's Relish is obviously going to be there. It's Sheffield fish cake with Hendo's.
Oh,
Sheffield fish cake. There we go.
What's the difference between the normal fish cake and a Sheffield fish cake?
I was going to ask that.
In all honesty, I don't know because I've never eaten fish. So it's like it's a fish burger, isn't it, in a sense?
I think it's time to try it. I think it's time to open your horizons and try a fish cake.
If the beer suggests it, mate, then you
can't. I'm not allowed.
Fish, you are allowed. You just choose not to.
I could become pescatarian for one day.
You are a pest.
But I do think this is different though. There's I've had it a lot this weekend, and this is definitely different. It's not as. I don't think it's as drying. If that makes sense. I don't know. Anyway. I think it's different. I'm going to have to do a side by side pairing at some point because I think there's a difference. I wonder if they have changed the recipe slightly. I'm not sure, or whether it's just because it's in a can, it's somehow different. I don't know. Anyway,
I'm definitely going to try it with a Sheffield fish cake, mate. If you're sending me one down,
if you can source one down south, that'd be amazing.
I mean, can I make one? Is it doable?
We'll have to look at what it is.
Is a Sheffield fish cake just in the shape of Sean Bean's face?
Could be, but he is a blade, isn't he? So
yeah, well, that's why it pairs nicely.
Right. On the football thing, we're staying on football. Then we've got. Hold on. I had a silly. I can't remember where's it gone? Let's have a look. Might not be here. Yeah, I was supposed to have a. Hold on. What's this? Let's try this. Because you said it were like a you said it made you want a curry last week, so. So it's another little another football themed game then. So we're looking here at Football Club official beer partners. Okay, so there's 10 altogether, and there's 2 options as to which their beer partner is. Okay. So hopefully I've got them all right. This was so hard to find. It's not as easy as you'd think.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because a lot of football clubs stick with a general broad stroke.
Yeah.
There's a selection of beers that people don't mind paying through the nose for.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do that. The other good thing, there's probably a good time. Like when we first opened the Amex, that shirt there, the one on the skeleton, if you hadn't noticed, it's a skeleton.
I have now.
The girlfriend's an osteopath, so it's one of these with all the tendons and all that labelled up.
Oh.
When we opened the Amex, first few seasons, I think we've stopped it now. The away end, we used to be really nice to away fans. There were lighting in the concourse. So if it was Wednesday coming down, the lighting would be like blue and white. And one of the beers on draft would be a local beer to you guys. So it probably would have been like a Thornbridge or something. But they used to do it for whatever away fans came, which I thought, put them too good of spirits for might like him. But it was a nice touch.
That's a good idea, that. It's quite cool that they did that.
I think we've binned it now. I don't think we've done it for a while. But...
No.
Obviously you went Stoke away and you don't get that. You're lucky to get a seat, to be honest. And the players are lucky to get a changing room, which is normally a cold box.
Done it twice, I think.
So, yeah, don't.
Well, while we're on, I mean, I've just obviously done the Sheffield Wednesday one, the official beer, because like we said, there's official beer, but then in some clubs they just say the official beer provider, but they might also have an official beer that might be different from the beer providers, so it can be a little bit difficult to work out. But so we've done Sheffield Wednesdays. Andy, you mentioned that yours has changed a little bit at Stoke.
It was in one of the new fan zone that we've got. We've got Brooklyn Lager have got one with like a rainbow pump clip, haven't they? And I noticed that would appeared. Now, that's obviously from our generalised what was available from whatever company we get our beers from. Because usually it's a choice between some sort of bottled cider, Guinness, Pedigree. What's the other god awful thing we sell?
Could it be Carlsberg? Because I think Brooklyn's imported by Carlsberg, isn't it?
I think it might be Carlsberg in the ground. I think it is. But yeah, I noticed when they did the pan round, like they did like an introduction to, because they only opened the last game of the season. But when I went into the stadium, where I sit up in the concourse bit, It wasn't on there. It was just the normal stuff. So I can't class that as available throughout the stadium because I think it's only available outside.
The Brooklyn Pilsner is good though. We've discussed this before. The Brooklyn Pilsner is actually a really nice beer.
Yeah, I'll see if I can figure out which one it is.
What about yourself, Alex? Because Alex, I think you said what's Brighton's provider of beer? I didn't look this up purposely. I didn't look because I thought you might be able to tell.
Good job, I know them, mate. Really, isn't it? I mean, so Harvey's is our main association. So Harvey's is in Lewis, where Beak is. But Harvey's is more ale type stuff. So Harvey's best beer is their flagship beer. So that is everywhere because that's synonymous around our neck of the woods. Otherwise, it's Guinness. It was Heineken. We had Neck Oil for a bit. We had Moretti for a bit, but the lager options kind of change a bit. And then you get Harvey's is the consistent one on the ale front. But we do. I don't know what they're going to do because they are building a fan zone outside the ground, which is not, I think it's going to be ready in autumn, maybe. That's supposedly going to be food bits and. Yeah,
ours is street food type stuff.
Yeah.
And beer places, live music, video stuff. It's a great idea, I think, to get families involved, to get up there, get the money going into the club is a great idea, just to bring everybody together so it's not a mad rush because our stadium's a bit different to yours. Ours is in the middle of nowhere, really, for where people live. So everybody else.
I mean, ours is not that close to the centre.
No, but I'm just saying it's quite difficult to get to. It's not like Jimbo's where it's right in the middle of the bloody town. But yeah, it's Stonewall IPA. It is from Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. Well, at least they've got an actual proper beer on then, sort of thing, rather than just being
it's got a rainbow wrap to it.
Very good.
I know what you mean. I'm trying to work out. I'm just looking on my Untapped. Yeah, I've had it before. A couple of years ago, apparently, somewhere in London. 3.5 out of 5. So yeah,
3.5 out of 5. That is 3.5 more than any other beer on offer.
So I've picked, like I said, 10 football clubs, and you've got to tell me which of the 2 beers I've put up are their official or are said to be their official beer provider or beer sponsor. So here we go. Here is the first one. I've tried to also pick a few from our community as well. So we know that Matt from Canary in the Cockerel, for example, is a Norwich fan. So it's either Woodford's Vault IPA or it's Green King's Icebreaker is their sort of official beer.
Mate, this is tricky. Because I think Woodfords are from that neck of the woods, but I can't remember. And then
I can't imagine Delia not going local.
Good shout.
Are we? What are we doing now? Are we competing, or are we?
You can go for the same ones, or you can agree. You could both agree on the same. Let's see if you can do this as a team. I think this one. We're not quizzing yet. This is just do this as a team. See how far you can get. Norwich City. Woodford's Vault IPA, Green King Icebreaker. Which one of them you think is their beer?
The only thing that would steer me to Green King is Woodford's. I don't think they're massive as a brewery. So whether they would mass cater for a football ground.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's got to be people who can produce on. But then again, like you say, although Thornbridge is classed as Sheffield Wednesday's official beer, we will still have, I can't remember what it is. I don't know if it's Madry and other stuff as well, but Thornbridge are the ones that we see, and the Wednesday Pale in particular is our official beer. Not Thornbridge as a brewery. The Wednesday Pale is our official beer. So it could be on something there with the size of the brewery. Could be a factor in this.
I'm going to have to go Woodfords just because I know it is from that neck of the woods, but I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I'll go with that because if Delia's let me down by having Green King Icebreaker, she can.
Well, she has let you down, I'm afraid.
Oh, wow.
No, she's let you down.
Let's be having your Green King.
And I did look on the Norwich City website, and it's not Green King's logo. It is actually the Icebreaker logo that is their partner
No.
Like so it's actually that particular beer, which actually I do have my things about Green King that really bug me. Particularly their prices in what are basically slightly better Wetherspoons. Their prices are stupid for beer, and they charge ridiculous amounts for their own beer, but just stupid prices, I think. The food's quite reasonably priced and decent.
We mentioned stupid prices about Dave sending us that £9 can of Tennants. He sent me a picture the other day with the picture from Liam Gallagher's gig somewhere, and it was Tennants was £7 a pint.
Still cheaper than what it cost him to send it to you. Yeah, I know.
Quick, get me 10 pints.
Yeah.
So
that's like, I think I'm just checking now. I saw someone's story on Insta the other day. I think they were at Wembley, and it was like £9. They were at Wembley for a gig, and it was like Budweiser or Stella or a cider, I think, and all of them were like £8.95 a pint, something like that.
Ouch.
Get hammered before you go in, and then go in.
Oh yeah.
Cope for a few hours, get out, and then get hammered again. Speaking of getting hammered, it's the Hammers. Look at that, a good link, weren't it? Professional. West Ham United. What's theirs? Is it Carlsberg or is it Heineken? I mean,
I literally go there every season to watch us. And the only thing,
those bubbles in.
Yeah, that's it,
mate. The only thing I remember is that it's plastic beer bottles, and even so, you're in a group and you order like 5 or whatever, one each. They have to undo the bottle and pour it into a plastic pint glass for you. You are not allowed to. You're not even allowed to help them pour it to like speed it up. You're not allowed to touch the bottles. But I'm pretty sure
a friend of mine had the same experience at the Olympics with bottles of water. He went to the Olympics in France, watched the tennis. He said, I waited 45 minutes for a guy to pick up a bottle of water and pour it into a plastic cup. And then hand me the plastic cup.
It's mad.
He's like, why don't you just give me the bottle?
Yeah. I don't know what they do, but for you guys at the Amex, they don't. If you buy like a bottle of Coke or something, they take the bottle cap off, and then they give it. You can't like use it as a missile, as the chat. But they've all these new bottles now. They changed the caps, haven't they?
Yeah, they're stuck on, aren't they? It's like I'm ripping them off.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen. I'll be there on Saturday, our first home game, so I'll let you know.
Luckily, the cider we have in ours is like Orchard cider. I can't remember who it is, but they actually still got the old school massive, the massive bottle tops where, the bit that's supposed to stay on the bottle, that comes off with the lid. It doesn't detach because it's that cheap, the bottle top is. It just comes off with the bottle.
So, what are we going with then? Are we going Carlsberg or Heineken for West Ham?
I think the bottle was green, so it would be Heineken. But if I get this wrong, I will be livid.
Yeah, I was going to say Heineken.
Okay.
I think I've seen it.
Both in agreement then, going Heineken. Let's have a look. Correct. Well done.
I've been absolutely ridiculed by my mates that are West Ham fans if we got that wrong.
Your next one then. Walsall Football Club. It's either Birmingham Brewing Co.
Oh, I've seen this.
Nofo Brew Co.
I've seen this.
I'm glad you have.
Nofo Brew Co.
Nofo Brew Co. It's a good name, that, isn't it? It's got a good ring to it. So Walsall, let's have a look. Correct. Well done. Nofo Brew Co.
Straight in with that.
They've even got their own like branded plastic cups with it.
Yeah, that is all right, Walsall. Are they still in the league? Are they League 2, League 1? I'm not sure.
Everybody in Walsall.
I'm sorry, Walsall.
Jesus, just because they're not in the Championship.
Just because they're in Poland.
What, like Bournemouth?
Walsall FC. Let me check. Football club. What were they in? Where are they? They're playing Swindon. Oh, they're in hey, they're like us. They like us last week, and well, like me last week, and like Alex Stevens today. The top of League 2.
Hey!
They started with a 4-0 win as well. See, we started with a 4-0 win. We've not had a goal difference like that for ages. And then And then we've just, in one game,
Ruined
we've
it.
just wiped it out completely. Goodbye.
We
Did
had
you
a
lose
weird
4-0?
start.
We lost 4-0, yeah.
Yeah, so you were on 0. We went for a -1 because we won 2-0 the first week. We lost 3-0. Because
Yeah.
you're always better in a negative goal difference, our club think.
Yeah, I should have got on board. I didn't realise the stat. The last 3 Brighton managers. So Hertzler at the weekend, De Zerbi, his first game was away at Liverpool. We scored 3, and Potter's first game was away at Watford. We scored 3. So last 3 managers, we scored 3 goals in their first Premier League game.
That's an impressive stat, that. Next, then.
He doesn't want another new manager, though.
No. Here's the next one. Southampton. It's either Kingfisher or Tiger Beer. I obviously tried to pick clubs that have got something a little bit more. We've obviously had a Carlsberg or a Heineken already, but I've tried to pick clubs that have got something a little bit different as their official beer. Kingfisher or Tiger Beer?
Kingfisher's a bit different, isn't it? I'm going to edge towards Kingfisher. For just reasons.
They're both
I think I'm the same. Like, I don't
get Blackburn in a Kingfisher, but I hope they've got curry on their menu.
Yes, they're both curry beers. That's correct. Yes.
I hope they've got a chicken tikka pie you can have with it.
So, are we both sticking with you? Both? Did you say King? I know Andy wants Kingfisher.
Yeah. I mean, I've got no reason to go either way. So
Kingfisher's a bit more exotic.
Well done.
Hey.
We're exotic on the south coast, mate. That's how we roll.
Yeah, very exotic down south.
So there you go. That's Southampton. Their official beers. Kingfisher. Next, then Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, yeah,
Spurs.
Definitely Beavertown.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't they have a massive Beavertown pub on one of the corners, like right by the ground?
Yeah, it's only for home fans though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can get in.
Yeah, so that's
all right.
I mean, they don't. I think again, the club sort of advertised it as a Heineken because obviously Heineken is Beavertown. It's the same thing. They bought them out, didn't they? But they kind of use the Beavertown thing as they sort of like promote that, don't they? So yeah, makes sense. But that's good. And obviously, we've mentioned Arsenal at this point, who obviously have Camden Town. That's like a proper rivalry. That Beavertown, Camden Town. That's like it's like I mean, there must be some sort of brewery rivalry between those two a little bit because the two biggies, aren't they, in the sort of craft beer scene in the centre of London, sort of thing.
Yeah, true. They're both like.
It'd only really match up if Beavertown hadn't won any awards.
That's it, yeah. Brilliant. We go. Next one then is this. It's Plymouth.
Plymouth.
So has Wayne Rooney been drinking beers from Salcombe Brewery or St Austell?
St Austell is Devon area, isn't it?
That is a toughie. Either of them would be pretty decent in a football beer, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Salcombe is proper real ale, though, isn't it?
I feel like this might be really bad geography. Is Salcombe quite close to Plymouth, or am I talking rubbish?
They are both Devon, aren't they? They're both Devon based. Is that right? I think.
Are we in another Norwich situation where we'd want it to be Salcombe versus St Austell are the big ones?
I think so. Yeah, we've been pulled down that road again.
If we are, I'm gonna stick to my guns and go Salcombe because I really want it to be. I'm happy to be wrong.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
So what we're going with? We're going what? Salcombe.
Salcombe.
Okay, here we go. Let's have a look. You are wrong. Oh. It is St Austell, which I think's tribute the beer that they have on.
It's not a beer, just a tribute.
That's it. So that one's wrong. Moving on from Plymouth, then Burnley Football Club.
Burnley.
So it's either Crafty Brewing.
It's got to be Miller Lite.
Or Miller Lite.
It probably is, isn't it?
It's got to be Miller Lite.
Have any of you done Burnley away before?
Mate, it's a slog, that is.
Good for an away. The away pub is the best away pub in the country.
Yeah, give them that.
Because it's the cricket pavilion. It's absolutely class. If this Miller Lite just sort of fits the bill, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah, it does. Screams Burnley does Miller Lite.
Are you going Miller Lite?
Yeah.
So actually, you are both wrong.
Oh,
wow.
But Miller Lite were their back of shirt sponsors for the pre-season because they went over to America and they had a bit of a pre-season sponsor.
Into it.
Yeah, and actually, I don't know for sure whether Crafty Brewing actually provide all the stadium beers. I doubt they do, but they do have Crafty Brewing.
Any Burnley fans on, if they can send us a pictures of them drinking a Miller Lite in Burnley just to prove they're strong, that'd be great.
Is this Crafty Brewing in Surrey?
I don't know, but they've got this beer. They've got a series of Burnley beers, and this is from not that long ago. So whether that partnership's still there or not, but Crafty Brewing definitely did a series of Burnley beers. They did 3 of them, and there's only 1 left. And I think it might be the lager that's left, and the other 2 have kind of discontinued now. So if that partnership's still on, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, there we go.
According to Crafty Brewing's website, it's still an official partner.
Yes.
No, nay, never Indian Pale Ale.
Oh, is that the one that's still left?
Longside lager, Claret's craft cider, mixed cans. It says discontinued on the cider.
It does, and on the other one, there's only one that's still going. I think on there, but yeah, there we go.
The head brewer or the owner, because they are. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. I ordered some of their stuff during lockdown because they were quite close. We were staying in girlfriend's parents, so we were quite not far away. But yeah, that's down south. So it must be a Burnley fan that's part of the brewing team or the owner or something, because that doesn't make sense, does it?
That's it. No. Yeah, it's a bit confusing.
There's actually a guy that lives not too far from me, a little village. Well, he did live in a village called Madeley. He loves Burnley so much he changed his surname to Burnley.
That's like the Portsmouth guy.
His name's Dave Burnley. Told you all Dave's in knobheads.
Don't forget as well, Burnley had a really good pub, didn't they? Didn't they have a pub called the Dyche Arms or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, they changed it, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. So next one then. Okay, there's not many to go. Barnsley Football Club. Either Magic Rock or Salt Beer Factory.
Magic Rock is like Huddersfield way. So is it Salt?
Which is not far from Barnsley, but where's Salt?
Somewhere not. Oh, it was in Saltaire, wherever that is.
Like near Bradford.
So neither are from Barnsley. That doesn't help, does it?
If anything, Magic Rock is slightly closer to Barnsley. They're closer.
I mean, the 2 blokes that are on the Barnsley logo aren't from Barnsley by the looks of them. I mean, the other one, he looks like an Elvis Presley impersonator on the left-hand side. Another one doesn't look like he's been down the pit. He looks like he's been into space.
Yeah, they always used to go down the pit in flares.
Yeah, the one on the left's gone down the pit, and the other one's gone into space.
So on the space reference, is it Magic Rock then?
Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Yeah,
that's a tenuous link if ever I've seen one.
Yeah.
So you are both wrong.
Oh,
it's Salt. Yeah. Well, so Magic Rock did have a little partnership, and I think it's still going on. But again, I couldn't find out with Huddersfield, which obviously would make sense.
Yeah.
Salt, yeah, they Barnsley posted some pictures. I don't know if this Salt thing's still a thing, but it was only last season. But they had a great setup at Barnsley, like a proper full Salt kiosk sort of thing in the ground, which looked absolutely brilliant. Salt tend to get about Yorkshire. We've got one of their bars in Sheffield, and it's Salt. So Barnsley have done quite well with that one, I think.
Yeah, that's good.
Well done, Barnsley. That's one of the better ones. Next, then, this is an interesting one. Lincoln Lincoln City. I've never looked at their logo in detail before, but look at that logo.
Just
Oh,
makes
he's
it
got-
better, isn't it?
He's a gargoyle on a building in Lincoln.
Ah,
That's where it comes from.
and that massive hill.
My friend that lives near him, he's a big Lincoln City fan.
Yeah.
He doesn't go because obviously lives in Stoke, so it's a bit hard to go, but he keeps an eye on him. He's also like his family were like Tottenham fans as well, so I think they're used to not winning anything. But I think he's mentioned Bateman's before.
Yeah, Bateman's Brewery or Ferry Ales for our listeners.
I'll trust you on Bateman's.
I think he's mentioned Bateman's before. If not, I've misheard him. But Bateman's.
Yeah, no, go for. I've got no. I can't help you. I've been there once. I was 6. So
did you do this?
Go for it.
Both are Lincolnshire-based breweries. So that's maybe why you heard that, but it is actually Ferry Ales.
I've misheard again.
Yeah, but I mean,
Rog.
He could have been from Lincoln, and he could have certainly mentioned, Bateman's Brewery before. So yeah it's Ferry Ales for Lincoln. Well, I think we're getting towards the last ones now. This is Rangers Football Club. Is it Tennants or is it Carling? The battle of the big boys here.
If it's Carling, they don't deserve to serve alcohol in the football stadium if they've got tenants as an option as well, really.
No wonder there's loads of trouble.
So Rangers, Tennants or Carling?
Surely it's Tennants.
Surely it's got to be Tennants.
Are you going with it?
Yeah.
I seem to have a memory that maybe Rangers were. I don't want to say this. What do we call it? I don't want to get into any trouble and get sued for it. But I'm sure Rangers once had Carling on their shirt back in the day. Am I making that up?
Is that when Gaza played for them?
No, they had McEwen's.
Oh, they had yeah. Okay.
Stoke had Carling on their shirt once.
Did they?
Yeah.
Have you got that shirt still? I bet you've got it as well, haven't you?
We had Ansell's. And then we moved away from that. We went to outdoor Bollards, Broxap.
Hey, none of you have ever had. At least none of you had Chupa Chups on your shirt. Massive lollipop logo.
Hey, you can't talk to me about shirt sponsors. We win every time.
Go on, what were yours again?
Well, in the early 2000s when we had no money, we were sponsored by Skin, which was Fatboy Slim's record label.
Oh, brilliant.
You couldn't make it up.
We were sponsored by a local company called Crystal Tiles.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a good one. It's a proper good shirt as well with the old badge. He had a string tie neck to it.
Kitchen tiles, or I'm just wondering what the players would have got for free.
They probably got a new bathroom.
So here we go then. I'm guessing you decided on Tennants, or you're going to change? Or
yes,
we kind of decided on Tennants based on the fact that if it's not Tennants, there's something wrong with them.
The only thing I guess is if Tennants is Celtic.
Oh,
Rangers wouldn't do it, would they? But then that's their own problem. So,
Okay, let's have a look. Are you finishing with a win?
Probably
you
not.
are. Well done. Right, well done. There we go. That was a quick look at some football club beers, but I think it is a bit. It's an appeal, really. Can anyone who supports football club tell us what your official beer is, or if you know of a club that's got a really good official, craft beer or anything like that? Do let us know. You think this would be something? I think it's got to be really down to sort of the demand on it and how they can provide for full stadiums and stuff like that, and the price and all that. But it'd be good to know if there is anyone out there with a really good official beer.
Like I said last week, I still love the fact that people buy a pint for £6-7 quid. It comes in a plastic beaker. It's flat as, and it looks awful. It tastes bad, but they just go. You ask them, you go, "How's that taste?" And you go, "It's like shit." And then 5 minutes later, you want another one?
Absolutely.
You can't help it.
Yeah, definitely.
Can't help it. Captive market. Serving pig squills. They'll still bite you.
Right.
I'll get hold of it's linked to the club because it's got the official badge on it and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, Harvey's, who do the best bitter that's in the ground, they do an Albion Ale, which is basically the best bitter but rebranded. So I'll get hold of a couple, and I'll send them up to you.
Oh, nice one. That'd be a good podcast beer, won't it, Andy?
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
We'll give that in a go. Right then, it's time for a really quick Wish You Were Beer. So, you know, like last week we called Pablo Vernon Drip Tray. Vernon Drip Tray. Well, Joe from the Brew Club Hull came up with something better, and I don't know how we didn't come up with it.
Go on.
Verdant's K.
Oh.
How did we not get that? Anyway, so this week the Wish You a Beer has been provided by Cam at K52, who is currently out in in Gran Canaria, in Puerto Rica.
I knew your geography was bad, but can't get much.
Just different continents. That's fine.
Yeah, never mind. So here's Cammy telling us about where he's been.
Hi guys, it's Cammy from the Cave 52 MPD here. I'm in Puerto Rico in Gran Canaria and the basking sun. I found a cracking bar which I did a wee bit of research on. It's called Wigwam, and it's the home of 101 Belgian beers. So here we go. I've got a Cuvée de Jacobins Rouge 5.5 Flemish sour ale here. So I'm going to try this one. And wow, what you start off with is huge hints of red apple, and then it becomes sour, but not overly sour. It's very pleasant, very drinkable, and it's, yeah, for a sour beer, I really like it. A sour ale, and I really like it. So if you're ever in Gran Canaria, Puerto Rico, visit this place. It's called Wigwam. Plenty of beers to choose from. Lovely, friendly staff, and hopefully you get the same sunshine that I'm getting. So enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Speak to you soon. Cheers.
So there we go. Cheers to Cammy for doing that for us. That's Wish You a Beer from Cammy. But if you are anyone else is out and about, please do send us your own Wish You a Beers. That's always useful. Anyone been to Gran Canaria before?
Yeah, when I was a kid, though.
Yeah, I went when I was 15 with a broken leg. Great experience that was.
How did you break your leg?
I broke it before we went. And,
how?
Playing football.
All right. At least it wasn't anything stupid then.
No, it probably was. I can't quite remember. It probably was like tripping each other up or something stupid, probably. Kids being dicks. But yeah, going on holiday to an all-inclusive hotel where you can't go in the pool is the worst holiday I've ever been on.
You must have got some mad tan as well.
Yeah. The irony was when you took the cast off, like it was when we got back, it was like 2 weeks more I had it on for.
It's never caught up, has it?
And it's like your hairs on your legs have gone mad and it's bleach white.
So cheers for Cammy.
Lovely time.
Cheers for Cammy sending us that Wish You a Beer.
Red, that's an interesting choice to have on a hot day.
That bar as well, though, looked absolutely class.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
He said there was over 101 different like Belgian beers as well. So definitely one. These are the things that you go abroad and, like you say, it's not always, especially when you go on these proper sun holidays, it's not always easy to find those bars. So where you can sort of find a really unique one, it's really useful to tell us, because then if anyone else is going to these popular beach resorts, everyone else who's a beer lover, can find Puerto Rico. Everyone else can find them as well. So
my old man's in Mallorca at the moment, and I may or may not have looked on Untapped for like a random brewery for him to bring me some beers back. And there's some tiny. I think they literally make 2 beers, so I'll let you know if he manages to source me some and
source them away.
You've got to do it. Right.
If anybody ever travels in the Europa League to Mallorca away, you might need to know.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right, we're going to fly through a quiz. The Big Pub Shed Pub Quiz with your host Jimbo, your contestants Andy of the Dunning in Stoke and Alex Stevens Beer down in Brighton. So, got some questions for you. We'll go through them quite quickly. They're not too difficult. They're multiple choice. So here we go. Here's your first question. Which of these American rock bands have teamed up with New Jersey's Asbury Park Brewery to release a hazy IPA called Stay Lucky? Now, your musical knowledge might help you here. So, because this beer is actually named after one of their songs. So it's either The Killers, The Kings of Leon, or The Gaslight Anthem. Andy, your musical knowledge on this one? It's not a 90s or noughties girl band.
I wouldn't have put me like in the top 1,000 people with music knowledge.
Unless it was about 90s or noughties girl bands.
Oh yeah, then I'm definitely in the top 10.
Spice Girls all over it.
Yeah. Tell me what you want. No, what you really want.
So
I'm going to go first because I can let Alex debut this, but I'm just going to go with the Kings of Leon.
Kings of Leon.
I reckon take your music knowledge and take a lot off it, and then you get me.
Whoa, take a lot off it.
Mine's terrible. Mine's terrible. I listen to anything, but it doesn't mean I necessarily know what I'm listening to.
Yeah, I always say I've got an eclectic taste in music. I'll listen to anything that isn't shouty and where your ears bleed. That's it. That's where I draw the line.
Andy's got Sheddie Mercury's album.
Mate, I couldn't get last week's. I just sat there like, I can't get that. I don't.
So what we're going for, Alex? Then.
To be fair, I did write it down. Gaslight Anthem. It's a complete guess.
Okay. Has anybody got it right? Because nobody said The Killers, but we've got Kings of Leon for Andy, Gaslight Anthem for Alex. Somebody's got it right, so it's not The Killers. It's Gaslight Anthem.
Wow.
Well done, Alex.
I'd be on it. That was a 100% guess.
So yeah,
I thought The Killers would be some sort of fancy cocktail. That's why I went with.
Yeah, makes sense. As we would say for Patriot Lockdown Bars says it, but New Jersey. New Jersey, and so maybe Peace Love Craft Beer, who's from New Jersey. Maybe he's seen this beer before, or might be able to get his hands on it. There we go. So that's after one of the Gaslight Anthem songs, "Stay Lucky." Next question. This one. Which beer importer in the UK has had to pay £414,000 to keep Britain tidy after an investigation found it had been an unregistered producer of packaging for 18 years?
Wow.
So it's either Budweiser, Budvar UK, the Asahi Group, or I'm not going to be able to struggle to say this, Anheuser-Busch. I think I've said that right. Anheuser-Busch. So these are beer importers, not brewers. These import beer from other countries.
He does like sticking the shy into most answers, which is usually a red flag.
Well, they import Peroni, don't they? And as obviously got their own beer.
Go back to the question: unregistered packaging. I mean, do you have to register the packaging of a beer?
Suppose must be like the plastic, whether the plastic's a certain quality or
what sort of food they're recommending to go with the beer and stuff as well.
That's true,
fish cake and all this stuff. I mean,
maybe I know a lot of UK brewers have had to change their packaging to sell it in Europe, haven't they? Like to put on additional information or allow space to be translated correctly. So maybe it's something like that. Yeah. I don't know.
But do you remember the days of like European football, like Liverpool sponsored by Carlsberg, and they had to be no sponsor, didn't they, in Europe?
Yeah. I
actually wrote down Asahi straight away, so I'm just going to stick with it, even if it is a massive red herring. Because
I'm going to go with the Budweiser Budvar, because Budweiser could have imported all stupid beers for like World Cups that got unsold. Remember that?
That's true. Wasn't there a load of stuff for was it Euro 2021? They did.
Yeah.
some special stuff. Yeah.
Oh, we're going for it then. So Andy's going
with A.
Budweiser, Budvar UK, and Alex is going Asahi Group. Is anyone correct? Someone's correct, so it's not an Auser Bush. Who's correct? It's Andy this time.
1-0. Good game, this. End-to-end football.
Yeah, it was Budvar. And oh no.
Oh, no!
I've ruined it. Never mind.
Oh.
That was a bonus question. I put that in later.
And
Christmas tree.
did you see the question?
Yeah, it's too late. It was
No,
a
wait,
bonus.
I only saw the answer. I didn't see the question. Did you
Go on,
see
tell us what the question was.
So the question was, what has a pub in, and I can't remember where it is. I can't put it up. I can't read it. What has a pub in Bristol? That's it. What has it been the first to do this year?
And it's put up a Christmas tree.
Put up a Christmas tree.
What were the other options? Just to
there was no other option. It was supposed to be buzz in, but I forgot to do it. So there we go. So the Air Balloon pub in Bristol has been the first pub to put up a Christmas tree. I don't know if I believe that. I reckon this pub's been doing it longer because they always advertise the Christmas bookings and stuff, don't they? So,
I reckon they've had that up all year round.
Probably just left it up.
I used to live in Bristol. I'm just looking at where the pub is because I don't. Oh, it's in like the Filton area, north.
In the filthy area, he said. The filthy area.
Filton's actually quite nice.
The not so filthy area.
Yeah.
So here's your next question, though. Which football club, and we're back on football now, has been in the news after being involved in a row with a local brewer over their contract to supply beer? Oh, are you buzzing in, Andy? Oh, it's just his perfect draft.
I'm just PDing in.
So which football club have been... I'll read the answers out, possible answers. Which football club have been in the news after being involved in a row with a local brewer over their contract to supply beer? So it's either Sunderland, Newcastle, or Middlesbrough have been in a bit of a row with a local brewer.
Well, I know out of the doldrums rise the phoenix that is Oaks Brewing has back in Sunderland for the first time in a period of time. I don't know if you've tried any Vaux beers, Alex.
What's the brewery called?
But they look VAUX. They look very good. They're very plain labels, but they have just got back in with Sunderland. So maybe there was something around that hoo-ha before that kicked off. You'd always stereotypically judge Newcastle with Nuki Brown, which is Heineken, so that probably doesn't float anymore, does it? And I'm not even sure what they drink in Middlesbrough. Is it like porn-style martinis?
I've got a theory about one of them, and that's what I'm going to base my answer on. But it's based on nothing about. Well, it's related to beer loosely, but it's complete theory. But I don't want to give my secret.
Go for it.
It's right, do I? Well, I can go first if you want. I don't mind.
Go on.
I'm going to say Newcastle because of the Saudi links. Because alcohol free and all that kind of stuff is probably really wrong, but why not?
I'm going to go with Sunderland just for the new beer coming back in, even if I'm wrong.
Okay.
So local getting back into a football club is a great story.
So Andy has gone Sunderland. Alex has gone Newcastle. Is anybody correct this time? Once again, somebody's correct. So no, we've not got. We
knew it wasn't.
Someone's got it right. No, it wasn't Middlesbrough. That's it. But who's got it right?
I prefer your logic, Andy.
Yeah. Andy, your logic was absolutely spot on. Well done. So it is Sunderland because they apparently, previous to this year, they had, according to Maxim Brewery, they had signed a 5-year deal with Maxim Brewery, who I think came from Vaux, and then somebody else has picked up the rights to Vokes
Yeah.
or Vox, Vokes, whatever you call it. And
Yeah.
then Sunderland have gone to them to provide the beer. And then Maxim are basically not very happy about it. They believe they had a 5-year deal. Although the club say their actual main club deal is with, I think it was like something like Carlsberg or something, or Morstan Coles. Yeah,
Coles Morstan.
that's it. Yeah, they agree. They think it's that, but basically they've gone with Vokes for this sort of special thing. So yeah, there we go.
Fair. I've had a beer. I just checked. I've had one beer from Vokes before. Hazy shade of Citra, but nothing.
See, Alex is making me wish I'd done Untapped. I wish I'd done it, and then I could remember. Actually, I can never remember. I have to go through loads of Instagram posts, and then I just give up.
Literally, just look it up, and we're good. Like,
Yeah.
there's too many that I've checked in on Untapped.
Yeah, they've only been back probably 3 or 4 years, maybe. I think it might have kicked back off in lockdown. I think there's a guy who was a head brewer at a big outfit that took it on, and I think some of the guys that ended up with the now folded S43 have ended up at Folks.
Oh, fair.
So I think it's good times are coming. I think, but it's great that it's amazing to have something that's come back that's now into the mainstream. That's a good story.
Yeah, it doesn't always happen, does it? Like most of the time, it slides away, never gets seen again, and even if it was top quality beers, it just kind of goes into the ether, which is a shame.
There we go. Okay, next then, we're just going to wrap this up from last week. We haven't got a new one, but we've got something else after. So what's that pub shed sound? Alex, do you remember listening to it last week?
No, I don't think I've got there, mate, because my week's been... I basically was at a 4-day wedding, so...
A 4-day wedding?
Yeah.
Right.
Jimbo only went high pitch then before they went. He was just thinking, God, how much did that cost you?
More than mine, so nothing.
So have a listen to this then. This was last week's pub shed sound. One more time. Now, Andy and Pablo managed to get it right last week. So, Alex, before Andy reveals what the answer is, because I think he can remember, what do you think that is, Alex?
It sounds like a shutter or a blind or something, but so let's just go with that.
It did get said that last week, didn't it? But that wasn't the answer. Andy?
Extension cable.
Extension cable, yes. There we go. Roll up, wind up, extension cable.
One of those industrial ones. We have to turn it, and then one of those
manual things.
Yeah, you never know when you need them in your pub shed when you can't quite reach from one end to other or whatever. And yeah,
Skeleton's just moved.
That's it.
Yeah,
so it just shifted. Oh, that was scary. So no new pub shed sound, but we do have this.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, he's back.
We've got a confession. So, somebody in our pub shed home bar community has confessed to something. Here is the confession. Forgive me, Jimbo, for I have sinned. In 1999, on a lad's holiday to Cancun, we had our all-inclusive wristbands removed for drinking too much beer. So who had their all-inclusive wristband removed for drinking too much beer in Cancun? Was it Sean at the Bros Bar in Mansfield? Was it Carl at the Beer Here Now pub shed up in Durham? Or is it Andros Beer Selfies?
I know what Dave would go with.
So, Alex, probably before you started tuning into us, we did this Guess the Fest ages ago, but Andros always used to get blamed for everything, and it was rarely him.
Apart from when he was sick and his friend's mum's sink.
Yeah, he did do that, didn't he?
I'm at risk here of seriously doing the opposite of making a friend, aren't I? Because whoever I guess here is gonna Christ. I mean, my first thought is too much beer. You're either battered, right, and you're old enough to drink and you're hammered, or you get caught out for being too young.
Now, obviously, Andy's had the pleasure of meeting a few of these people in the past. So Andy knows a little bit about some of these. Don't know how many. Apart from Carl, you know, I think I've met all. I've been lucky enough to meet all three.
You've been around more pub sheds than the bailiffs have.
So, yeah, Andy, who would you say? Maybe
I'm going to go with Sean Brosbar.
Sean at the Bros Bar. He likes an holiday, doesn't he? We know he goes off to
holiday.
Spends a good bit of time in Benidorm. He goes to Butlins and he likes his holidaying and his boozy trips and all that kind of thing.
I mean, given what you said about Andros being blamed for everything, I'm going to go Carl just on that basis.
I'm going to go Carl. So you don't want to carry on blaming Andros then?
No, I feel that's not the right place to start, is it? So
it's not the way to go forward, that isn't.
So let's have a listen and find out who is confessing to this.
Forgive me, Jimbo, for I have sinned. This is Carl from the Beer Here Now pub shed in County Durham, and this is my confession. So after a 2-month stint in the Belizean jungle in, I think, 1999 in Central America, the lads, myself and the lads I was with at the time, were all rewarded with a 3-day R&R break to Cancun in Mexico. And it was around the time of spring break, so all the American students are there. Anyway, so we book ourselves this little all-inclusive package to, I think, one of the resorts. Can't remember what it was, where it was basically get a wristband and just drink, as all your drinks are free and your access to the nightclubs, etc., are free. And I think we were the first people ever there to have the wristbands removed. And the reason we were told was that they costed the festival based on the sort of levels of drinking that American spring break students did, not 80 lads that had just come out of the jungle and were rather thirsty. Anyway, if that's a sin, I don't know what is. I think we were hard done by, to be honest. But yeah.
So there you go.
What's the picture on the left-hand side?
So if you heard, Carl was obviously in the forces. So I can
just see Belize on the left-hand side.
Oh, you can't see any. They're all in camouflage. You can't see anything, can you?
Yeah.
Carl is the one on the left for the YouTube viewers. He's the one on the top left, I believe, is what he said. And then
where?
Oh, yeah, you can't see. You can't see him. It's pointless putting this picture up because they're all in camouflage.
A good joke is a good joke forever.
I like to know the guy on the front left has actually got a bush in front of him just to make sure you can't see.
If anything, the bush makes it more obvious, doesn't it?
If anything, his face paint is the worst. Out of a lot of them.
It's just the forehead.
When he sent me this, I thought they were like, it was a night out picture in a nightclub.
Oh, they were doing that all inclusive.
Where they've gone out, when you get like a photographer in nightclubs and you're in your fancy dress. I thought it was that, and I was like, no, he's working here. This is actual real. They're real guns. They're real.
Called Belize.
Is there? I thought there might have been. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, there we go. So that thank you for your confession, brilliant. Carl, at the Beer Now pub shed. Now, there is one little uncut thing I want to talk about, and I meant to mention this last week. Yeah. I meant to mention this last week, and it's on the subject of reels. Do you do many reels?
Reel to reel? No.
Any reels on Instagram?
Really?
On the couple. I think the problem is now all videos are classed as reels. So like when me and Dave do our talking nonsense, they get stored as a reel, don't they? So
yeah, they don't seem to get, because I can see like the insights and stuff, and you might post something that's 30 seconds and then like the average watch time will be like 5 seconds or something. So they kind of well, this
is the thing. You shouldn't get bogged down on the numbers, how many people watch your reels and stuff like that. You really shouldn't. But I do reels because I put the little snippets of the podcast on, or if I visit a pub shed, I'll do a little reel or whatever, right? So I just want to run through some of the numbers of my reels, okay? A few of the interviews I put on were kind of in the 500s, 600s, early 900s. Couple sneak into the thousands, when I went to the Cornered Rat. That was quite a good one. Got into like over 1,000. right? The reel I put on, which must have only been a 20-second long reel, when I got shit on by a bird in the Euros final, 2,245 views.
Okay. Mate, that is social media.
So exactly. So it just
Was one of your hashtags shit on?
I didn't even have time to hashtag because I was trying to watch the final. I got pooed on by a magpie just before the Euros final started. You'd have thought that'd have been a good thing, wouldn't you? You know, I thought we were nailed on to win.
Yeah,
I nearly put a mortgage on us winning because of that. And no,
they're homeless now. They're homeless. He's actually not in the shed anymore. This is in a storage container that he's renting.
I live in here now. The people who have got the house off me they live in there. I have to live in here. No, but I mean, I've still not had the result from, you know, I've had nothing to, you know, you get pooed on by a bird, something good's supposed to happen. Still waiting.
You won 4-0, mate, first game of the season.
I'm not taking that. I don't want that. Someone else can get pooed on for that. Right. Anyway.
Yeah, that's mad. People will watch anything, won't they?
Exactly. Right, on to this.
I got a pub shed in my garden and a bottle shop in my town. I love the craft and perfect draft and a 2-for-1 discount. So when it comes to beer, I need a deal that'll keep the prices at a steal. So I'm calling up Martin Brewis.
Right.
So good that.
It's great, isn't it? John at the Tail Tavern. We even got Spencer Arms and John at the Tail Tavern performing it together at the BMU The Triangle meet up a couple of months ago. But anyway, I've got a couple to tell you about. Not many. We mentioned it last week, but we're about to hit bank holiday deal time. But we record this on a Monday, so we're probably a day early or something, because normally on bank holidays, what happens is we record this, and then the next few days I'm flooded with Martin Brewis deals we've already recorded. So the best thing to do, and I'll mention this again in a second, keep checking on Ale and Radio, because we put them daily on there, and you know they're going around the system rotating, and obviously we've got his website. We'll get to that in a second. One that has come up though, Buxton like to do this a lot, and I spotted this one today. They do like a special deal on a particular one of their beers each week. This week it's Featherbed, and it's the New England IPA, their NEPA, 4.7%. So it's one of their core beers, but you can get, I think, depending on the size can you buy, or well, depending on if you buy them in bulk or whatever, you get some good discounts here. So single cans are down from £4 to £2.50 on their website, but if you buy a 6-pack, it's down from something like, I think that says 24 down to 15. The 12-pack's down from 48 to 30. And then the 24-pack is down from, I think it's like 80, what is it, 96? I think it is down to 60. So, yeah, so there's some good deals there.
Buxton do some good stuff as well.
They do, yeah. And so obviously some of them...
To be fair, they were teetering on the edge of collapse. And it's ridiculous, really, when they make some great beers, don't they? So,
yeah, and they seem to have come back from the brink, don't they? And they kind of seem to be at the minute doing okay. I know they said they were looking for other options for funding, but they seem to be ticking by at the minute. So hopefully that's a good sign. Not heard any more news from that. So yeah, go check that out. We've obviously put it on the Ale and Radio website. This goes on till next Tuesday, so that'll be Tuesday the 27th, I think it is. You can get this deal for. The only other ones I've spotted, a couple of ones that just sort of flashed up on my phone, really. And you see this sometimes where you can kind of like go and get yourself a free pint from a pub. And the two that I've seen are Prava and Lef Ale. You can go and get yourself a free beer. And I think it's like a cashback sort of thing. So you go to their website. I don't know if you buy the beer and then you send your receipt and then they give you it back. So check out Prava and Lef and see what you can get. Because if you are on your way out, you're going out with mates, you want to get yourself a free beer to start you off or to finish the night or whatever, check this out, save yourself a little bit of money. So that's the only ones I've got before I move on, just to tell you about Ale and Radio. But Andy, have you got anything?
Yeah, the only one was an email, so you'll have to stick it on Ale and Radio immediately, because I think it's up until Wednesday this week, which is a bit late. But it says it's Hawkston Lager, Last
Alright,
summer
okay.
bank holiday, they put a monster bundle together. So you're getting 138 quid's worth of stuff for 115 quid. Sounds a lot of money, but you get 12 premium lagers, 12 ciders, 6 session, 6 IPA, and 6 3.8 pills bottles. 2 Auxton tankers and a bottle opener. I'll be on the way.
And how much is that?
That is 115 quid.
That's quite a lot of beer, though, for that.
It's a lot of beer, isn't it?
The bit of merch that you get as well. That's all right, yeah. So, yeah, go check that. We'll get that recorded.
42 bottles of beer, that is.
Well, we'll get that recorded for, well, obviously for the days that have already gone for Ale and Radio. But on that, there was another deal that we've had on Ale and Radio for the past few days as people listen to this on Friday. This deal ran up till Wednesday, but Thornbridge have become the first brewery to go on our website and actually write in their own and submit their own deal. So there's no point sort of telling you about that because by the time people hear this, it's all gone. But it has been on Ale and Radio and it's been on our website, aleandradio.co.uk. Just a reminder of that. There it is as our offer page. So they kind of rotate, and obviously once deals are expired, they will vanish off there and new ones will appear. But aleandradio.co.uk, look at the offers page, and yeah, if you've got your own breweries who you know trying to do a little bit better or trying to get their stuff out there a bit more, and they're prepared to do shipping for people and stuff like that, please do ask them to submit any deals they've got to this website. And also, breweries could potentially even do things like create their own page that's kind of hidden from their main website, but is only accessible via this particular page. So by this link. So it could potentially be a way to give a bit of a discount out to Ale and Radio listeners.
You mean like an affiliate?
Like an exclusive, yeah. But we don't make any money from that. If
No.
only. But anyway. So yeah, if you want to do anything like that.
Per order, that'll be fine.
That'll do, yeah. Send us a couple of beers at podcast. That'd be great. There we go.
Yeah,
so that's
I've got
Martin.
one. I've got one for you as well. Yeah, I've just sent it to you, so you got the dates. But it's only available until, I'm just looking at it now, so until midnight tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it's Wild Beer Co. It's like 10% off barbecue and summer bundles and stuff. So it might only be on bundles rather than like single cans. But
we like as condiments on this show, don't we, Andy? He sent me. It's a Wild Beer Co. with a barbecue sauce, condiment and beer. We always said it. We started off condiments and beer. I'm sure we did.
Yeah, I think we should have patented it.
We should have. There we go. Cheers,
I'll probably get some over the next few days because for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Subscribe to quite a few brewery. Yeah.
I'll record that for Ale and Radio. But yeah, cheers for that. Thank you very much. Okay, now it's time for this nonsense. Not that one. This one.
Compare without compare. And here at the Ale and Audio Pub Shed tonight, I'd like to introduce our turn, Sheddie Mercury.
So, Sheddie Mercury's back. Did he tell us what he did last week? He did tell us after, didn't he, Andy? But I couldn't remember what he said.
Bloody remember.
It was a toughie last week. And I don't know this week's either. I've only listened to it
write
once.
something down and you can't read your own handwriting.
Yeah.
That's what's happened.
Oh, I don't know. If it might come to us, but anyway, we didn't get last week's, and because Pablo did it kind of live for us, didn't they, while we were recording. We've got a Sheddie Mercury today, though, so wrap your ears around this. Tell us what you think it is. I've only listened to this once, so this is my second time hearing it. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to listen again, see if I can work it out. Here we go, everyone. What is Sheddie Mercury singing? Our pub shed turn.
He need a king, and then he reaches down, and if he needs in his phone, and the naked bishop pursue, and he would do,
And on second listen, I have absolutely no idea. So I'm gonna play it again for our listeners anyway. Before Andy and Alex have a guess, they're looking They're looking as confused as me, but I don't know if Andy thinks he can
Is
hear
that
something.
actually a song?
Well, I don't know.
It is
Let's
now.
Let's have another go.
He shaking need a clean, and then he reaches down, and he needs in his phone, and the naked bishop pursue, and he would do, and
I've no idea, but please feel free to write it in the chat to us if you're listening to this live on Alan Radio. Send us it. I've absolutely no idea with that one. I can't. I don't even think I can detect anything I can sense. I don't think in that. Can't. And I was doing what Jan does, closing my eyes. I was trying to shut my eyes so I could listen in more detail. However that's
your senses.
That's
Shut
it,
off
yeah.
some of your senses. To
I rolled in my
hide
nose, so I
others.
could. I was holding my nose, so I couldn't smell. I was covering my ears and me. Yeah.
Covering your ears, well, Dal.
Well, that wouldn't have worked, would it? No wonder they get it right.
Like covering your face, just in
Yeah,
case. Yeah,
that's it.
brilliant.
So, no idea. Let us know.
No,
What was Sheddie Mercury singing? Alex, you've got no idea, have you?
I don't think so, mate. To be honest,
it'd be a miracle if anybody gets that
the,
right.
the only like vague thing, there was like one tone of it that sounded. I think it's because we were talking about 90s and granted it's not a girl band, but there was like one tone that sounded as if it was like Britney Spears, but I don't think it is that.
Definitely a slower song this week. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it can't be. So yeah,
Right.
not a Scooby, mate.
well, you are going to be very glad that we're playing this because you're here for a big game. It's one of everybody's favourites. It's time for What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box? What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box? What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box? What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box?
Hi guys, Jan here from the Boxing Hounds, and I've brought along my famous box. Can you guess what's inside it this week? 20 questions, and I can only answer yes or no.
So yeah, there's Jan.
I explained to my mum and dad at the weekend about the campsite we stayed in when we went down to Jan's near Chichester. My dad said, "We're booking in. Tell Jan we're coming."
Brilliant. So we're playing What's in Jan's box, right? And what we have to do here, Alex, is we've got to work out what's in Jan's box. It's always something generally pub shed related. Now, if you think it's something, you might want to check with Andy before you make the guess, because Andy will remember the stuff that's already been in Jan's box. So
You'd
check
say
with Andy.
Well, there's been you wouldn't believe how much stuff's in Jan's box.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of
there
stuff.
was a lot of pub sheddies in it the other week. We never fucking saw that coming.
Now, just bear with me a second because
you can't remember what the answer is.
I can remember what the answer is, but I've got to introduce somebody. What was it called? Aha, hold a second. Let me find it. 1 second.
ABBA.
Yeah.
I can cut this. I can cut this. Where is it? 1
I
sec.
can edit this out.
No, this is good stuff.
Yeah, this is the best. This is the best bits. The bits where it's like, I fucked it up here.
Sound of Silence is golden.
It was something I remembered at the last minute, but then I forgot to put it on the iPad. But it's on there. I just added it to it. 1 sec.
On
Find
the
it.
iPad.
Yeah, I can make this interesting because it's getting dark in here. So if I can just put the light on as soon as he remembers what it is, and then light bulb moment and all that.
It'd be a lot easier if this iPad listed things in alphabetical order, but it doesn't, and that makes it really hard.
Put a
to find
complaint
stuff.
in.
I'm going to.
Yeah. Put it in the suggestions box. It's Apple, will you?
Maybe that's what's in the box this week, mate. A suggestion.
Suggestions. That'd be a great thing put into Jan's box. It's suggestions.
So, obviously, Jan Box is the lead of this feature.
Yes.
And Kev came up with a good name to introduce her to. So, are you ready to hear this?
He's remembered it.
This is Kev from the Boxing Hounds. Just had a nice relaxing afternoon in the beer garden with a friend of mine from the pub shed community, Bira Toretti.
Bira Toretti.
Light bulb moment. There you go.
Because she's got she's got a case of the pub shed Tourette's, hasn't she? As Jan, as we know.
Back off.
So, Alex, do you want to do the honors? You want to have the first? You got 20 questions. You got to ask as many questions as you can without going over the limit and try and get what's in Jan's box. Do you know?
Do you know this on the pod, or
have you been listening long enough to know what the first traditional question usually is?
No.
Shall I go first?
You can go first.
Is it made of wood?
Is it made of wood?
No.
No. Alex?
When this is all, it's in pub shed vibes, isn't it? And stuff like that. And you're not going to slaughter me if I ask a question that always gets asked and is always a no, aren't you?
It's just narrowing it down at this stage.
You've got to narrow down what you think it might be first. You've got to get.
Can you drink from it?
Good question.
No.
Is it made of metal?
No.
Does every pub shed have this thing?
No.
I don't think every pub shed. A lot will, but
Is he made of plastic?
Yes.
Oh. So plastic. Can't drink from it.
Not every
everyone.
pub shed has one. It's made of plastic, is what we've gauged so far.
Okay. Is it? We're too early to guess, aren't we? Yeah. This is when. Yeah. Does it go on the wall?
Oh, good one.
Yes.
it can do.
Bloody hell. It can go on the wall. It's made of plastic. Not every pub shed has one.
I took the inspiration for that, mate. I took it from your the Camden sign and stuff that you got on your left. But it's probably metal, so.
Does it have a form of power, battery or plug-in?
No.
Nope.
Look, some might come with yes, but generally no. It alone, no. But some might come with.
Some might come with batteries.
Some might do. So yeah, I'd say some. Yes, actually.
It's plastic and it could go on the wall and it could come with batteries.
I mean, I'm a big fan of The Office TV series, and all I'm thinking now is Billy Big Mouth, the fish, you know? It's not going to be that, is it?
Oh, down by the river.
Oh, blimey. So it's not really plugged. So not always plugged in. Might be might be on the wall.
Might have some batteries.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not going to be anything electronic then, is it? If it doesn't always need, because if it doesn't always need.
No, if it doesn't always need batteries, but you can put batteries in, it means it might have some sort of light or it might have some sort of sound that it could have, but it might not always have.
So it could be something that's like solar powered.
Could be.
Wait, how should we go with this then? How many questions have we done?
I think you're on 6.
Oh, I feel is this good progress so far compared to
doing all right? You're doing all right.
I mean, the world record is 2.
So no. Can it? Well, yeah. If you're going to give us it can be probably, aren't you? If I say solar powered, Is it some sort of light?
No.
Okay.
Is it used for entertainment?
No.
No.
I'm frantically looking around for something that could go on the wall that's made of plastic that you could have batteries on it, or not.
Would it be, if someone had one in a pub shed, would it be inside the pub shed?
Yes.
Yes and no. Could be
Oh,
either
God's
inside or
sake.
outside.
Brilliant. I was hoping for a no, and then we'd just be working on the outside walls, right? But that's got to be ordinarily yes, then inside.
It can be both. It really can be both.
Does it have any material on it?
Is in.
It's like a fabric material.
No.
I'm going to say generally not.
What? Generally not.
No.
This is a good one.
Some made up thing, this, isn't it?
This is a good one.
Plastic goes on the wall.
Doesn't have to go on the wall.
Yeah.
It just can go on the wall.
It can go on the wall. It can be battery. It can be battery powered, but you don't have to always have it battery powered.
I think you're on about 8.
Would it?
Yeah, we're on 8.
Would it display a photo or photographs?
No.
I was thinking you get those, like you could just have a frame of a photo, right?
Yeah.
You could have an electric one that just does the rounds.
Does it make a noise?
Oh, nice.
No.
No. That's 10.
Would you store anything in it?
Good one.
No.
Have you got one?
Yes.
Well, does that help you at all? Because
No.
that helped me. Well, I mean, I've gone straight to like the on air sign thing.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
one. That's a good
Because-
guess. Because you don't have to have it lit up, do you?
No. Can we see it on your screen right now?
Oh, good one.
Yes.
Should we say it?
Yeah, go for it.
Is it the on-air sign?
No, you daft cunt.
But we can see it.
I think you're about 13 now.
I mean, are we just? There's not that many things we can see, right?
That's very cheeky, that asking if you can see it. That's never been asked before.
Like, yeah, you didn't tell me I couldn't ask it. That's what you get from a Brighton fan, mate. We no, just go for it.
I think Jana gave me a slap on the wrist for accepting that as a guess.
It was a yes or no question, though.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Tell her to message me if she's not happy.
And tell her to go fuck off.
Oh wait, we know it's not like a picture or something as well, don't we?
Yeah.
So what's left? I mean, I can see a plant of some description, and then some mic. Doesn't really go on the wall, does it? And then
plastic. Isn't
mean,
that the box where he puts his plugs in, maybe? Outdoor plug box.
you could have a plastic. Could have a plastic plant though.
Could have a
'Cause
plastic
then
pot.
you don't have to water it, and then it's
Yeah.
always looking all right on when you're streaming.
Are we making any guesses? You're saying a lot of things. If you're not registering any guesses just yet. You're on about. I think you're on about 14, aren't you?
Is it
Yeah,
my go?
14.
Yeah, isn't it? Shall I go for the plant, Andy?
Yeah, go on.
What do you reckon? Yeah, is it a plant?
What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box? What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box? What's in Jan's box?
Come on.
This week in Jan Box's box, it was artificial plants.
There we go. Thank you to Bea Toretti there. It was artificial plants. Yeah, you can see them just there. Artificial plants. I think have you got some around your cans at the back there, Andy? There we go. See, it's obvious. Obvious now. We know the answer, isn't it? You can have lights
It's when
on
you
them.
know, you know. I've always said this. Once you know, you know.
Sometimes they come with little lights on them. Or if it was a Christmas tree, going back to Christmas trees, you can get them, can't you, with lights on them? So,
Wait, so that's why you
I
said
don't think those ones work anymore. No, I need a new battery.
imagine if it was an artificial skeleton. What were the chances of that? If it
What
had
were the
been
chances?
that
Next week in Jan's box.
artificial
the skeleton's called. If you need it, the skeleton's called Jeffrey.
Is it?
Oh, Jeffrey, the second
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
I don't know why.
He's not
Was
as hairy.
is that Jeffrey the skeleton and Jeff the gorilla?
I say he's not as hairy as Jeff the gorilla, is he?
No. That's what happened to Jeffrey after Jeff the gorilla had his wicked radio.
So, moving on then. Well done for getting that right. Moving on though, it's Pub Shed of the Week. And this time, Home Bar of the Week, we're going with this one. It's the Black Dog _ Deck Bar. And I have got some information. Right, they just messaged me while we were recording, actually. So got some information about them. Then I'll show you some pictures for the YouTube viewers. So the bar name, the Black Dog, was named after their beloved 12-year-old black Labradoodle Finn. They completed their bar only a month ago on July the 20th. So they're brand new to the community. Hello.
Shiny.
Yeah. They say they love to entertain friends at their home, and they've been contemplating what to do on their deck for years to decide what to do with it and so on.
What to do with his deck?
What to do with the deck? Yeah, that's it.
Okay, glad you said deck.
So, landlord and landlady, Jeremy and Jennifer. Got a nice ring to it. Jeremy and Jennifer. Their favourite thing right now is just the atmosphere on the deck, off the deck. In addition to the bar, they've got a hot tub and a fire pit area as well. Their favourite thing to do is play some good music and craft some shareable food and beverages and enjoy all of those things. Their dog Finn's always present at the bar. You might see him on some of the images and stuff like that. And they've got a few videos on there as well. Their neighbours are the regulars there quite often, Evan and Anna. And their friends as well from the Drop-In Garage Bar. Look them up. We might have featured that. There's been a few drop-ins, so maybe the drop-in, we've actually featured them a long time ago, I think. There's a few drop-ins, isn't there? There's one with that skateboard half pipe outside. I don't know if it's that one. I don't know. We'll have to have a look at that, but maybe we featured them before. We will find. If not, we will definitely do that. And they said, I asked about the stories, and they've said, well, what happens at the Black Dog stays at the Black Dog. But they've got many stories to come. But it's quite early in the day right now, obviously, because they've only just got up and running. So there we go. The Black Dog _ Deck Bar. I'll get them to go on our interactive map on ailandradio.co.uk and log themselves on there as well, because we've got a bit of a line in America, like a straight line at the minute, going across the states, so to see where they plot themselves. But they are in where they are, Maryland. That's where they are. Savannah, is it something like that? Let's have a look. It says on the profile, Savannah Park, in Maryland. And they only established a month ago. But here's the bar. This is the best picture I can get because a lot of their pictures are on. A lot of their view of the bar is on videos they've done. But that's the sort of finished bar there, as you can see on the picture. It's like an outdoor sort of covered thing, like an open sort of bar, so bar staff can sort of sit or stand behind it. And then you've got your nice sort of seats that sort of pull up to the sides of the bar. Plenty of space around there. You can see like, I don't know how many stools you can see. 7 stools sort of sat around the bar there. I thought you might like that sign, Andy. The more people I meet, the more I love my dog.
Yep, correct.
Yeah. So there we go. That's that. And please go watch the videos because you'll get to see a lot more of it. They've done it really well. Like the bar top's really nicely finished. They've got like a sink in there and everything because it sort of joins onto the back of what looks like their house, doesn't it? So it's kind of like a nice area just on the back of the house, but it's fully covered. And then I do like that they do this as well. And this is obviously, they've not got many pictures on there, but what they have started to do is create these little Polaroid images of the visitors that they've had on there, and they put them on the profile. And I really, really do like them. They look great. So yeah, looks good that. So that is, like I said, black_dog_deck bar. Please do give them a follow. They're brand new. Tell them you heard them on Alien Audio. Tell them you're hearing them on Alien Radio across the next week as well. And yeah, if they're listening, black_dog_deck bar, thanks for all the information. And yeah, plot yourself on our little home bar and pub shed map. Be great to see you on there. And yeah, check out Alien Radio too if you can. Thank you very much.
Their follower number. I don't know, Andy, have you just followed them or did you follow them already? Because
I followed them already. They're a good one.
Well, I just have, and then it's got someone else has at the same time. So there you go. Two more extra just from that.
Brilliant. There we go.
The drop-in was, I think it was the drop-in that we featured previously.
With the half pipe. Was it the same?
Yeah, from Maryland. Yeah, Adento, Maryland.
Yeah, brilliant. That was well back in the day, weren't it? But yeah,
it was a while ago.
Yeah. So before we move on to Alex's preview of the sort of match preview for the weekend, which you'll hear across Alien Radio, Andy, what are you up to at the weekend?
Well, it's bank holiday, isn't it?
Hey!
So I've got football for you in it.
Oh yeah, that's it. We're both. Mine starts Friday night. At least mine can be ruined, and then I might have a chance.
How come Sheffield Wednesday are on tally?
Because we're playing
3
Leeds.
games on the bench.
I think it's more
Sunday, bloody Friday.
I can tell you why.
It's unbelievable.
Well, number one, Wayne Rooney. It's Wayne Rooney's Plymouth, so we had to be on for that. Number two was
Mr. Potato Head's Plymouth.
Yeah, that's it. And we obviously get everyone's on Sky, aren't they, in the cup mid-game week or whatever they are. Yeah. And then with Sunderland.
Seeing Sheffield Wednesday.
Sky Sports Plus is the answer.
And Leeds as well. I mean, they're always
on. Change that 3 o'clock rule for everybody's sake. For God's sake.
Yeah. I may or may not have intel because of what I do for a job.
Okay.
Sky Sports Plus means every team in the Football League now, you're going to be on at least like 15, 20 times a season. So that's
20 times a season we're going to be on the TV.
Each team will be on,
Each team will be on 20 times a season, rather than the average 8 appearances, which is more football money. But the only way they can do that is the stupid 3 o'clock rule is in the way, so everybody gets budged around to fit that profile.
We haven't got a game at 3 o'clock on a Saturday till middle of September.
Oh, we're playing West Brom 3 o'clock Saturday.
How's that going to go then?
Probably terrible, but you never know. We have a remit around here that's called "We Always Beat West Brom," so I think I'll stick with that.
Yeah, if you can beat one of the other Albions, that's always nice because it's always nice to be the best of the Albions.
Other than that, though, Andy,
Albions, I like it.
Have you got any other plans for the bank holiday other than football ruining it?
No, I've got to catch up on some chores.
There we go.
Basically, the last weekends have been just blurs. So,
but of course, we're not on next week because we've got we're warming up for Shed
Fest.
Fest.
Holiday, I've got the day off, mate.
Exactly, yeah. So we're having a week off and we're warming up for Shed Fest, which is the following week. While that's on, you're going to be elsewhere, aren't you? You're going to be.
I will be at Farm Trip.
Very
That's
good.
where I will be.
Riverton
enjoying
Farm
some
Trip.
delicious beverages and food up north at Riverton. It will be stupendous.
And we'll look forward to hearing all about that. Obviously,
when I've recovered.
When you're back and when you're healthy again.
When I've recovered. Yeah.
There we go. So, Brill. Alex, what about yourself? Have you got much planned this weekend?
So, I'm glad. This is my first 5-day week at work for about 4 or 5 weeks because of weddings and beer festivals and stuff. So I'm going to need this 3-day weekend, I think, after this. 12:30 though, Saturday. Brighton Man United at the Amex, so first home game of the season. So I'll be there, of course. And what else are we up to? Catching up with some mates that got married a couple of weeks ago. They're back from their honeymoon, and
It's not the 4-day wedding, people, is it?
no, that was girlfriend's brother.
Right.
To be fair, they live in Dubai, so then they had all their mates over and stuff. So make the most of having everyone in the same place, kind of thing. And then I think probably a wander. Probably talk of finding a brewery that we've not been to in London. So I'll let you know. I haven't decided which one yet, but it might be dangerous and go north of the river, which is always dodgy for us Southerners.
Pretty decent.
Mate, it's good tap room and that's good.
I think
it's better than it's decent, isn't it?
I think when I try and get my next Bruiser box, which I might treat myself for my birthday, which is soonish.
Oh, treat yourself.
I'm sure I've seen pretty decent run there, and if they are,
I've got mine being delivered this week, hopefully.
Yeah, do it.
Good.
It's well worth it.
Excellent.
Have you had any of their beers already? Have you had the better for a quid at Tesco? Great beer.
I had a beer last year that nearly made the top 3 beers of the years, which was Cuddles.
Ooh.
Brilliant beer.
There you go. So Alex, thank you very much for joining us today. It's been brilliant to have you joining us for the full shebang. But now, of course, it's your new feature, isn't it? Which obviously plays across Ale and Radio across the week. So some people will have heard this already. But if not, here's Alex Stevens telling us about his away day beer and his away day brewery. Friday beers, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah,
football Fridays.
Football Friday, away days. You can coin it what you like, really, as long as you tune into it and have a look at what's going on. But yeah, I mean, 24-25 football season is properly up and running now, isn't it? With all of the top 4 leagues in England underway. I've got to mention the Premier League. Started with a bang.
Oh, is that started, has it? I thought you were about the Championship, League One, League Two, and the National League, where you said top 4 leagues.
As far as I'm concerned, they can stop the Premier League now because we're top of the league at the time of recording, because there's a game this evening. So I'm just going to do that.
Sure, it's going to be 6 out of 6 come weekend.
Say that again.
Surely it's going to be 6 points out of 6 come the weekend.
I hope so. We generally do all right against United at home, apart from end of last season where we were very off the boil and we let them win one. Had to be done right. But yeah, 3-0 away at Everton. So yeah, not only did I get to drink a delicious Asvex, previewing a beer for the Brighton fans travelling up there last weekend, got to enjoy us winning 3-0. So yeah, less of this chat about our young manager who's 31 and younger than me, younger than our captain, and all that sort of stuff. Long may that continue. But yeah, probably should skip over the Championship, I think, quite quickly.
You'll have to record that separately for Ale and Radio.
Yeah. Well, all I'll say is I've got a mate who's a Watford fan. He was at the game. I'll leave it there, shall I? But yeah, this weekend now. If you're listening on the podcast bit, you'll have got the preview of the beer for this weekend. Now, the beer I've picked out is a beer from Daya, and I've just drunk it and it was delicious. So it was the Swamp, which is a beer specifically for their new tap room. It's replaced the old part of their fermentation bit, but that's opened as of this month. So yeah, I thought I'd try out their 4.2% hazy pale. Now Daya are very, very close indeed. We're talking a couple of minutes walk from Cheltenham railway station. So the fixture that I've picked out this weekend, Brighton are at home, so I'm going to ignore any home games that we do. I'm only going to do our aways. We're talking Cheltenham versus AFC Wimbledon. Now, huge clash for many reasons. It's 10th v 11th. Let's just ignore we're only a couple of games in, but it makes it sound nice. But also Wimbledon, where I live, I actually live about 15 minutes walk from Wimbledon Stadium. So it's quite a nice one for me to do. So yeah, I'll be shouting this out on Friday for Wimbledon fans travelling up to the game to take a look at Daya. And we we have to call out for this football piece the Daya sort of star striker beers, I think is what we can call them. And I've picked out 2 of the Daya favourites. We're going to play 2 up front. We're going to go old school. None of this one up front malarkey. So yeah, 2 beers from Daya, right? Steady rolling man. I'm sure everyone knows about that. You can't go wrong with it. And then the other one that's a personal favourite of mine is magazine cover, which 4.2.
Oh, he's gone with 2 big youths up front.
It's got to be done. Big man combination, right? Just pump it forward. That's not anything against League 2 football. I loved it when we were there. So, but yeah, so those of you who've tried them before, you'll understand why I've gone with two up top rather than 1 or a 3, depending on how you look at the formation. So yeah, that's the one this weekend. I love there as well. Been there this year. Definitely will be going back. So can highly recommend it. And yeah, on Friday there'll be the full preview of the beer and a bit of info for those Wimbledon fans going up. So yeah, check out my my Insta at Alex_Stevens_beer for the full name. And yeah, Friday get the post up and onwards and upwards for away days and Football Friday.
Thank you very much, Alex Stevens Beer. Once again, thank you for joining us, Alex, and thanks, Andy, and thanks everyone for listening. We'll be back again very soon, Shed Fest next week. But for now, from the Chat Shit Shed, see you later. Goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.